Damien, you seem to have reeled them back in after their fast start, but then weren't able to match it in once they...
Yeah, look, we probably should have been in front at half time. We just, I thought they jumped us early, then we got back on the board and missed a couple of, goals in that second quarter. But then, we just gave them the ball back. Like, that was the reality. We tried to hit kicks that weren't there and weren't in our repertoire, and we just gave them easy goals. And look, credit where credit's due, they're a great side, but we didn't help ourselves by just giving them easy scores. I think we had 10 forward half turnovers, had 4 goals from free kicks, so there's 14 goals, and 6 of those turnover goals were effectively giveaways where there's no pressure on it. It's just basically kick it straight to the opposition. So you have those 6 and then you have the 4 free kicks. There's 10. That's the game. So we will eradicate those. It's frustrating because it feels like we've taken a step back, so we'll go back to the drawing board, we'll coach, we'll grow, but we've got to get that stuff better because it means that we're just not quite understanding what we're trying to do in certain situations. And, when pressure comes, players sort of revert back to, things that we haven't quite trained enough. So we'll get to work on that and we'll get it better.
What were the positives in that second term that you were able to take away? Was it closing down the corridor or something like that? And why were you able
a bit
to
of both. We had the game in control, the forward half game that we're looking for. Like even in the various stages we had the momentum of the game. We just couldn't quite capitalise when we needed to, whether it was, the opposition too good, which they were, and then there was the other ones where we just couldn't quite get the scoreboard, reward that we were after. So eventually what happens, it probably comes a little bit disconcerting at stages where you don't get the reward, then they go down and get a nice kick. Like I think I kicked 11 goals from outside 40, which is bloody good kicking. They were very, very good with their ability to find the goals today, and unfortunately we weren't.
Closey continues his really remarkable start since playing in Gather Round to make his debut there. I mean, he was early, got that first goal. What have you made of his start to life in the AFL?
Yeah, he's been terrific. He's one of the really good success stories, really, of a young player that wasn't quite ready at 18, went back, worked on his craft, worked on his body, had some good coaching at Werribee, and now he's reaping the rewards. He's a very good AFL player, which is great, and it's a good story for not only the VFL talent coming through, but players that have missed the draft, but more importantly, kids coming through. Like, it is hard to get drafted, but it doesn't mean your dream's over. You just got to work hard and understand what your strengths are and keep working on those, and work a little bit on those deficiencies that the coaches are probably telling you to.
And just that ruck battle, it seemed to be that the combination of Grundy and McLean, just having those 2 guys who are quite strong in the ruck, was it pretty well balanced with his ability to kind of impact around there? Yeah,
look, I thought the ruck battle itself was fine. I thought, Grundy, as he does, pushes forward at various stages, which caught us out because we probably, if we'd have won the ball and gone forward ourselves, we're out sort of thing. We, as I said previously, I thought they just, were better in and around the contest and took their chances where they can. So, I thought Widow was pretty good sort of thing. There's always some ruck free kicks you look at and you're not quite sure whose they are. And, some went to our way, some went to the opposition's way. Sometimes you just wish they'd put the whistle away and let them belt the crap out of each other and get on with it. So, it was a challenge all round, but look, I thought it was a good contest from both those boys.
How do you think the away game impacted the boys today? Kicking and goal, and then it's just crickets from the crowd.
Yeah, it's away football, isn't it? I think some sides, and we'll eventually do this as well. Like, it's great coming into a venue that's like a coliseum for the opposition. You walk out there, there's not many people here for you, but the fact of the matter is we've got to play. That's the challenge. We've won all our home games, we've got to steal some away games. That's the difference between, playing finals and not. So we've got some work to do. They're always hard to beat here. I think our record over the last couple of years has been pretty solid, but we just couldn't get it done today.
What was the message at half-time?
Half-time was effectively, because there's a bit of a wind going to the right of the coach's box. I'm not sure whether the right of screen, I presume, as well. So, we had to sort of sit there and take our chances when we did have the value of that. And funnily enough, we didn't. And then we gave away, in effect, 4 goals from free kicks. Game over. Like, that's it in a nutshell. That third quarter, we actually thought we were playing quite well, couldn't quite capitalise on our scores, and we give away, 2 50-metre penalties, downfield free kick, 4 goals, game's over.
Jack, the coaches, I think 10 intercept possessions, I think he had again today. He pretty settled in that role for him now. He's looking quite comfortable there.
Yeah, he did, and then we thought we'd try and help win the game and swung him forward to the end, which didn't quite work. And Reedy was battled pretty well, sort of thing, and we just thought we need to change up there, so we threw him forward. So, look, he's growing in. Excuse me, he's growing into that role. You know, look strong over the ball, use the ball well. A couple of times I thought he could have, you know, probably used it a bit better. I reckon he had 2 shots on goal that he probably would get close. He's just a little bit off at the moment, but look, he's moving well in that role, and will get better as the season progresses.
And obviously nice to see Jed sort of get that goal from the pocket. It's a sort of mature finish that you expect from a guy a few more years into his age, but that's kind of what he can do with his talent.
Yeah, I think so. And look, his ability to, you know, chase and tackle and compete. You know, once again, he's very, very good. What we've got to be aware of, and you know, we've got to get a little bit better, is probably speak a little bit to the players around him. He's very athletic and he's very strong and he's very powerful. So defenders are starting to probably get an understanding of that and trying to manhandle him a little bit. So we've got to give him some craft and technique to get through that. You know, the good defenders are very good and masterful at doing that. So we've got to be a little bit mindful that we've got to, you know, get above the curve with that and get him on the move a little bit more.
As a team coming up against the Swans, is there much focus on Nick Blakey and what he's able to do?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, him and... Yeah, they've got a number of guys, especially they've got a number of left footers that are able to take the ball off the line really well. So we sort of did speak about, you know, Nick's quite incredible with the way that he can actually, you know, drag the defence one way but then kick off the line. So we spoke about playing when he's got the ball going that way, back shoulder. But look, he's just, you know, incredible the way he goes about the ball, using the ball today. So he's a very good player.
On your side, Sam Flanders found plenty of the ball, but I guess Nick Blakey might be an example of something he can look towards to look at the coming out from the back. Look,
if I'm being honest, I reckon Flanders goes pretty well. He doesn't need to be looking too far. He's a pretty good bloody player. So I'm really pumped he's on our side. So don't get me wrong, Nick Blakey's a superstar, I'd happily, you know. But you know, Sammy Flanders is going to be a wonderful player for us for a long time.
What do you make of Jake's first game?
Yeah, he was good. You know, once again, he's going to learn, he's going to get better, and one thing we don't shy away from is giving the guys opportunity against good sides. You know, we can sit there and shy away from that, or we can sit there and get them a really good understanding like we did when our 3 boys debuted against GWS. We just throw them in, and this is what the best look like. So he'll learn a lot. He'll get better. You know, I thought when he got the ball, he probably looked a little bit rushed today, obviously the speed of the game, but, you know, when he understands the speed, he's going to be quite a damaging player for us forward of centre.